everybody, and welcome to the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. It's John, here yet again, hosting the show for the 300 millionth time, it feels like. God, we've been doing this for a while. It's never ending, it truly isn't. But you enjoy it. You like that we're doing this. It's something that people enjoy, so we will continue to put this shit out, because it's there for you. Thank you. Folks, this week, we have quite the dynamic duo on the podcast. We have both of the Final Fantasy XIV podcasters on here. We have Rose.
Hi.
We have Spencer.
Hello.
I guess I'll just ask to start off, are there any Final Fantasy XIV updates for both of you to talk about?
Yeah, I made $1 million in Final Fantasy this past week.
Wow.
In-game, not real money. I don't...
Of course. Of course, but...
I was just browsing the party finder one evening, and I saw, this was 2 hours before maintenance was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody said, hey, I need help power leveling my Blue Mage to level 70.
Mm-hmm.
I will give you handcrafted boiled eggs as a reward. And I thought, it's 2 hours to maintenance. I can get them to level 70. And then I joined the party. We met up, got them the fish spell where you just shoot a fish out of your mouth to tag mobs with. And then we just ran around, and they would throw their fish at mobs, and I would shoot the mobs with my gun. I did this with Rose when it first launched.
Mm-hmm.
And I've helped, this was the 6th, 7th person I've helped power level Blue Mage this way, because Blue Mage gets increased XP for just shooting random mobs in the wild. And it took, we finished, there were 20 minutes left for maintenance, and they thanked me, and they gave me 99 handcrafted boiled eggs and 1 million gil. And I was like, hell yeah. That's my Final Fantasy XIV news for the week.
Okay. Rose, do you have any updates?
No, I haven't been playing. I hate the relic. That's it. We'll talk more. We have our own thing.
Of course.
Eventually, that will come out.
Relic's bad.
Yeah, Relic's bad. Relic's bad. Don't do it. You know what? I'm just tell everyone out there. Don't do it. Don't be like me.
Play Blue Mage instead.
Do Blue Mage instead. More fun. Play other games. Do other things. It's better.
All right. I have no updates on that because I haven't played that game. I mean, I hopped on it for a minute because I wanted to support our friend and yours, Wheels. But I don't know what Wheels is doing right now with regards to that. Wheels, if you hear this, actually, I should just be a normal human being and message my friend instead of putting it out on a fucking podcast. What's wrong with me? Wheels, I'll talk to you later. All right, let's play something later. But I mean, if we're gonna talk about games that were I was going to say that we have an unhealthy relationship with, but both of you, I feel like, have far more healthy relationships with Final Fantasy XIV than most people. I was just going to lead that into me talking about Smash Brothers, which I definitely have an unhealthy relationship with, because I'd rather talk to people about character speculation than actually play the game. Anyway... They did the new characters. They are here. They are playable. I played as them. The Pyra and Mithra.
It's Pyra and Mithra from Xenoblade Chronicles 2, a game I still haven't played.
The Squeakquel.
You better.
It's a damn good game, and you know what?
It's a good game.
These are damn good characters.
Yep.
Yeah, they're very fun. I like them a lot. They got the down B switch thing like Zelda and Sheik did back in the day before Sheik split off into her own character. Really, really fun though. Pyra is slower, more powerhouse. Probably one of the strongest side smashes in the whole game. Holy shit, she kills so easy with that. And then Mithra is faster. Really, really good at juggling and doing combos. I feel like Mithra is probably a really good tutorial for folks to figure out combos and all that in the air. She's really fun.
Is there any particular aspect of their inclusion in Smash that you really like? Outside of just general, they're here now.
Mithra's side B is fucking so much fun. It's kind of like Ike's, his big sliding sword thingy, except she teleports all around when she does it, so she's a little harder to hit when she does it. And it looks fucking sick. And straight up, it's one of my favorite moves in the game now. Like, I did it for the first time, and I was just like, oh, okay, this is, like, one of my favorite moves to do now. It's just really cool to look at, really fun to pull off. It's really good. And it's pretty good for recovery as well. The recovery is pretty strange. Pyra's, she has, like, a pretty quick, like, up and down slam thing, so you have to be really careful. If you're not positioned right, you'll just fly straight down. And then Mithra has a thing where she, like, jumps up in the air and then she'll shoot. If you only tap the button, it's, like, one big, shot. But then if you hold it down, it does, like, 3 smaller shots that spread out. I think that's from the DLC specifically. I think she does that in, Torna. But, yeah, like, overall, just really great character. Really great. And then, of course, they added, some new spirits, so, ran through the spirit fights. And one of the funnier things is that, slight spoilers for Xenoblade. If you don't know what we're talking about, I guess it doesn't matter. But, they actually got the first real, art of Numa, from Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is pretty funny that, like, they never actually had any actual art of her.
She didn't even have an official name.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
That's what I was seeing them say. They had to ask Monolith Soft, and they said, we didn't have a name. That sounds good.
That's very funny.
And then the stage is also really fun, in particular, because if you play there's obviously your battlefield and your Final Destination forms. If you play on the regular form, and you're just riding on the back of Gramps, he actually comments on the fight as it goes, and it's really cute. Just, like, having him talk about how you're doing, and, like, all the other like places that you're passing by. Like, you'll be flying around, and he'll just be like, there's more day, and it's just like it's nice to hear him. It's nice to see all those characters that we all love. It's good.
Nice. I think it's kind of funny how they made a kind of a show about the fact that we wanted to put Rex in Smash, but we didn't have enough time, and now Pyra and Mithra are in Smash because we realized that it would be cooler to have both of them than just have, like, Rex there.
Yeah, the way that they talked about it, it does sound like they were initially just gonna go with Rex and then have, like, Pyra and or Mithra, like, attached, like how she is in the game. But it basically, he was like, yeah, like, having the ice climbers in the game is hard enough. If we were gonna do something like how it is in Xenoblade, that would be a complete disaster. So we figured it was more interesting to just do what we're doing here.
Yeah, and I don't think it would have been good service to the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 fans if they made Rex kind of like a Zelda character, where how Zelda summons the Phantom for her down B, that you just summon, like, Pyra and Mithra to do, like, attacks for you. It wouldn't be as... Because that's not how... As far... I haven't played the game, but all the footage I've seen of it, it's not like Pyra and Mithra teleport in for attacks. They're there with you, and they do attacks with you. So it makes more sense to... If we have to pick one, it's cool. And that's the other thing, because you can switch between them, both in 2 and in Smash. So it makes sense to, go back to the old... like Zelda Chic format of you can swap between them.
Yeah.
And plus, like, if they tried to do that where Rex was the character, it'd probably be a bit harder for opponents to read, like, oh, which one do they have out? So I think it's funny how one of the color combos you can have is they swap their main color, so Pyra looks like Mithra and Mithra looks like Pyra.
Yeah, Sakurai, like, explicitly said, like, you could do this to confuse people, which is pretty funny.
They look so fucked up. It's warped. Yeah,
it's wild. But, I'm trying to think if there was something... I guess not. Oh, and the music. They added a lot of good music. They, mostly just ripped from the soundtrack, which is fine. But they got fucking Yuzo Koshiro to remix the Tiger music, and it's fucking incredible. Like, if you remember, there's, like, a little mini game in Xenoblade 2, which is Straight up, probably one of the worst parts of the game, where
it's not great.
Yeah, where you have to play this little 8-bit mini game to get new items for Poppy, the little robot girl that one of the characters has, and you have to do it a lot to get all the stuff that you would want to make her as powerful as she should be, and it is not worth it. It's not worth it. The game itself is not very good, and then it takes so long to just grind out all the different materials. But you know what? Honestly, getting Yuzo Koshiro to take that song and fucking whip it into shape, it's worth it. I'll take it, It's fine. Damn good song, damn good remix.
So overall, you're satisfied?
Extremely. I would go so far as to say that they are... definitely my favorite of this group of DLC so far. If I were to rank it, it would probably be Pyra and Mithra, then Steve, then Min, then Sephiroth, and even then, I like all of them. There isn't one that I would say I dislike. It's just, this is a listing of how much I like them.
Yeah. How many more do we have left? Is it 2?
2 left.
Any ideas, John, on who they could be?
I mean... Not really. It feels super up in the air, I would have never guessed Sephiroth, and, if I were to, if you had asked me before they announced Pyra and Mithra, if they had said, oh, we're gonna put a Xenoblade character, and I would have been okay, it's Rex, or, Elma, or I always forget the girl's name from Torna, or her. But, they did Pyra and Mithra, and I think that's really smart. So, I wouldn't be surprised about, Crash Bandicoot. I think Crash Bandicoot would be a really easy one. I could see Crash.
Okay.
Just because, it seems like the next character will probably be announced during, E3 time. That would be a pretty good, E3 kind of announcement. I don't know. I really don't know. I couldn't guess.
All right.
I would, really, I can picture it in my mind here. The Crash Bandicoot trailer will 100% be a, reshoot of that old Smash 64 trailer with all the guys in the costumes beating each other up, but then the guy with the Crash Bandicoot outfit would show up with his megaphone and start yelling at him. Be like, hey, I'm in this game too now! Just do that whole thing. That is 100% what it would be, and it would be pretty good, honestly. But,
You think they would go that far?
I think they should, if they know what's good for them. Why did I say it like that? I didn't mean it like that. I meant they should if they know what would be good. That's what I meant. That would be very good if they did that. And if Crash is in. I don't mind, I wouldn't mind if Crash was in, but also I'm not biting at the bit for Crash. It would be cool, but whatever.
I think they should put Mario in Smash.
They should put Paper Mario in Smash.
Ooh.
I would like Paper Mario.
No.
Man, people would be so annoyed if one of the DLC characters was Paper Mario.
They shouldn't put any more Mario characters in. People are going to complain about anime girls.
I know that you would be very upset, Rose, because I know that you have an anti-Mario bone in your body.
I loved old Paper Mario, and then they, fucking eugenicsed him. I don't know. They made him a freak. They made him all paper, no Mario.
Yeah.
No, not even. That's not even the problem. They made him... In Paper Mario, Mario's a real freak. In a good way. He's just this little guy, and just bad things are happening to him constantly.
Yeah, and he's guess again, fucker.
Yeah, and then in all the new Paper Mario games, they're less like that. Mm-hmm. It's just Mario, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think if I wanted a character to be in Smash that isn't already in Smash, and it has to be somebody that other people would probably enjoy more than I would enjoy, Master Chief is probably my vote.
Think about how good the Needler would be. I've said this from ever. He would have the Needler, he would have the plasma pistol.
Yeah.
Be great.
I would like Master Chief.
I would to be clear, I wouldn't hate if Master Chief was in Smash. They would be great. It's just, I would not be as excited as the people who have wanted Master Chief in Smash for a long time. They would be the most excited.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. I still just want Wonder Red, but it will never happen, so I've long given up on that.
Look, they have explicitly deconfirmed my number one pick, so the rest of mine are just kind of it would be nice if that happened, you know? Like, I'm on Team Reimu, you know, I'm on Team Arl.
Who was your number one?
Well, Travis.
Oh, yeah, right.
And then, like, my, like, extremely dark horse, but would be kind of cool pick is Monokuma. I think Monokuma would be pretty cool.
Oh, that would be incredible.
Yeah.
You thought we'd have to punch up the age rating because we added Pyra and Mithra, but no, it's actually because we have Monokuma and he's out here just saying fuck.
Man, they have Bayonetta in there. They let Bayonetta do whatever she wants.
This is true, but Bayonetta is the best video game character ever designed, so
Yeah,
she could do whatever she damn well pleases as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, she walks into the ESRB office and it's just like, no, you make sure that the game stays T. I don't care. I'll do what I want, but it's still T. She just walks out and they're like, all right, we got to do it because Bayonetta told us, you know? But, yeah, there you go. That's your Smash Brothers update, everybody. Yay!
Woohoo!
Yay! Let's see here. Rose, how about we talk to you? Because you posted a review pretty recently, and it was one of the most insane reviews I've read in a long time. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the new Neptunia game?
Yeah, Neptunia Virtual Stars, or VVVtunia in Japan. So yeah, the reviews there, you can see it. It's a really insane video game, even by Neptunia standards. So I was initially disappointed, because I was very excited to play a bad JRPG, which is generally what I do when I go to play Neptunia, as you might know. But this one turned out to be a, like, shooter hack and slash game, and I was like, However, the format of the shooter and hack and slash game is downright insane. So basically I posted a video of it to really contextualize it, but basically the whole conceit of the game is VTubers have been kidnapped, and Neptunia has to become a VTuber with all her friends, and some fake VTubers that they invented just for this game, but they act like they're sort of like real it's weird. Mm-hmm. Anyways, they have to go do that to save all the VTubers to bring back content, and they say content like 7,000 times in this game, and it drove me insane. I don't even know how to, like, just from the outset, like, the first line of the video game is like, finally, I will claim all the content for myself, and this other anime woman who sang it is like, no, you can't destroy the content, all the VTubers are working so hard to make it, and just stuff like that. It's just like, this is insane. Yeah. So basically you go around the whole game and they got real VTubers to record little videos for the game, and they have no bearing on the plot whatsoever at all. I cannot stress this enough. They have no interaction with the plot. Like, you're not going to see Korone pop in and be like, whoa, Neptunia, that's crazy. However, you will see Korone pop in and be insane, on a little TV in the top right that sometimes randomly expands and fills your entire screen while you're just doing combat to do a summon animation, and it's insane. It's just, like, I can't, like, you'll just, like, there's just a million things going on at once in this game. So that TV's on the UI, right? Mm-hmm. It's part of just the general UI, but there's also TVs in the areas that you're going through that have separate VTubers on them who are also saying random shit all the time, and it's just like, oh my god. So sometimes you'll have like Korone will pop in and be like, I don't know, Yubi, like she says, right? And then like on the TVs there'll be like Marine being like, I'm so sexy, look at me, I'm so sexy on the TV.
I'm gonna call a timeout here. Marine? It's just Marine.
I mean, she says Marine because it's Japanese.
No, she doesn't. She says Marine.
She does not say Marine.
She says Marine. It's Marine. It's Hosho Marine.
All right, anyway, continue.
Okay, it's Marine. Anyways, I don't know any of these VTubers. Whatever you say, I believe you, sure. I'm just going off of Japanese, but okay. They'll just, it's a nightmare anyways. And a lot of the VTubers that they have in the game are independent VTubers. Like VTubers with like 600 to like, 2,000 followers on YouTube. And they'll just have like varying mic qualities. So sometimes you'll just get one who sounds like she's inside of a stadium just talking. And sometimes you'll get someone who's very clearly using an ASMR mic as an all-use mic.
Oh my god.
And just stuff like that. And like their models are varying quality. Like some are 3D, VR chat models. Some are like 2D models that are very clearly not set up all the way. Stuff like it's incredible. I'm glad that they have the independent ones in there straight up. Like that is good, in my opinion. But it's just an insane video game. I don't know. Like I can't recommend people really go up there and get it, like I'm not going to be like, man, you gotta play this is so good, but also like you do gotta play this because it's insane. Like there is no other video game I can even compare to this. Like it's so, the fact that they were able to get this all together so quick, which I mean makes sense because NEP games have a fucking dev time of like a year maybe. So like it makes sense, but like the fact that they were able to get this out there so quick is like nuts.
This game sounds like it could only have been created in the last year and a half with the rise of VTubers, obviously, but the fact that the Neptunia people decided, yeah, we need to make a game about this is incredible.
It's just an absolutely nuts game. Yeah.
It's very funny. It was very funny reading that review and just kind of having it sink in that this is a real game that exists in 2021 that you could just buy at the store.
They're absolutely cashing in on the VTuber craze, but also you gotta play this game. It's so twisted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. Really, just it's a crazy game. I did every conceivable thing inside of it, except for they did. I forgot to mention this because it's so inconsequential and a side thing that doesn't even matter. But there's this thing you can use that in the Japanese version, it downloads the VTubers who are in the game's videos into the game.
Yeah.
From whatever places, and then you create items out of it.
So
it's very strange. Anyways, that feature's broken, is what I'm getting at in the American release, and you can only create them out of your recorded rhythm game videos that you take instead.
Okay.
I do think it's funny how they have recontextualized content to be a physical force or material good in this game, because that's like some dumb just when you said they say the word content like 7 billion times, I was just thinking,
yeah,
this could just be a Kojima game about VTubers. Oh dear.
It's kind of. I think like the main thing I complained about in the story, in the review rather, is that the story is pretty bad, even by Neptunia standards. There's a lot of like, like when I was talking about Yakuza, one of the things I complain about is how they feel the need to over-explain everything.
Mm-hmm.
And Neptunia isn't usually like that. Neptunia is just shit posting, right? Like that's literally what the entire game is all the time. It's just like, hey, look, they're either doing some lesbian thing or they're saying some shit about how like Crash Bandicoot sucks or something. I don't know. They're saying some shit all the time.
Right.
And they're usually pretty modern about it. And there is still that edge to an extent of like how like up on it they are, like with like the shit that they say. Like, one of the things I really liked was like all of the villains are like very modern villains. Like, hey, it's like Otter game director who's doing Crunch, light novel dude who wrote Shield Hero, stuff like that. Like, it's all like really like on the things but they just waste so much time just being like, what's Twitter? And then like one of the VTubers goes, well, Neptune, Twitter is the place where people post. And it's just like, come on, man. I'm sure Neptune knows what Twitter is, I don't think like the people who play this game, more specifically, I shouldn't even say Neptune. I'm sure Neptune knows, the fictional character. I'm sure the people who play this game who they feel the need to explain Twitter to know what Twitter is. I'm sure the people who play the Neptune games know what literally anything you could fucking drop in that shit is, because they're all like, deeply online. It's so weird to me. So like they just spend a ton of time explaining like, what's YouTube? What's Google? What's Twitter? What's like a food review? The concept of a food review they feel the need to explain when they introduce the Review Bra VTuber.
Oh dear.
And it was just like, man, like I really didn't understand it. It just ended up wasting a ton of time, which I mean the game's not long, so it wasn't that bad or anything, but it was like, why are you doing this? Like I genuinely didn't understand it, because Yeah, I don't know. It was weird.
Based on your review and Walker's reviews of the Neptunia games, I've gotten the impression that the people working on the Neptunia games have a more just roll with it sort of mentality when it comes to the script. So it's a very weird choice that they decided, no, we need to make sure that everybody playing this game has a very comprehensive understanding of what Twitter is and how it and the context of Twitter for this VTuber game that we're making.
Yeah, it's just strange because usually they like I said, like the thing that gets me is Neptunia always takes for granted usually that you know what the fuck is going on. Like when they have like, hey, we have 2 Falcom characters. They're both Falcom, but one's drawn in the modern Trails of Cold Steel art style, and the other one's drawn like an old Yeast character from the 90s. And it's like, do you get it? It's because like they're completely different and like shit like that like, you know, the average person wouldn't know. And they don't fucking explain it to you. They don't go, here's why this is like that, you know? It's just like, you know, hey, we assume that since you are a fucking playing a like niche JRPG, you probably know about other niche JRPGs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like they don't explain why the Square Enix character has a 1 wing, you know, 1 angel wing or something like that. Like, you know, and it's so weird to see in this game them waste so much time because Neptunia is about wasting time in the gameplay, not so much the story. So it's very weird. Also, not many CGs in this one. Not many CGs.
It's a shame?
I mean, usually they're insane. It's like Neptune falling down a cliff and dying.
Oh, okay.
I assume VTubers aren't in the CGs?
Nope. Not even the fictional VTubers, really. I think there's like 1 CG with 2 of the fictional VTubers. The weirdest thing that I didn't mention in my review too much was there's this pair of fake VTubers that seem like they're supposed to be like characters that you play as, because there's 2 pairs and then you get a 3rd pair, and they act like this 3rd pair is like real VTubers who exist that you should know about. But again, they're completely created original for the game. They have no basis in anything, and they just aren't playable. And they're just sort of there, and it's so weird. It's bizarre. All of the fictional VTubers are weird. It's weird that they went with fictional VTubers, I think like they didn't do anything story-wise with them, so they could have just literally been like, hey, we got the likenesses to, I don't know, like, you know, fucking the Game Club girls or whatever, like, let's just throw the Game Club girls in there or something. It's a very strange video game. It's a very strange video game.
Yeah, sounds like it. Alright. Spencer, how about you? You want to talk about anything?
Yeah, I want to talk about the demise, or I guess not the demise, the ending of the Dota 2 card game Artifact, which was announced earlier this week. So, Dota 2 is a video game that's been out for almost a decade now.
Yeah.
It's basically became Valve's big IP, and my friends really liked playing it. They got really into Dota 2 when it launched, because we were all big into like Team Fortress 2 and other like Valve games. So, and we also happened to be into League of Legends around the time when Dota 2 was announced. And so when it came out, a lot of them shifted over to Dota 2 and started playing that more. I didn't, because after about a year and a half of playing League, I was kind of done with MOBAs as a genre. But they kept with it. And when I moved from Florida 4 years ago, I was moving in with some of my friends, and the reason we are in Washington right now is because the Dota 2 International Tournament would take place in Seattle, in Key Arena. And so within a month of me living here, the 2017 Dota 2 International Championship was taking place here. And so we all went. Friends flew over from all over the country, and we hung out and we had a good time. It was like, I'm not really a big Dota 2 person, but watching that event live was really cool. And I had friends to help me like explain certain things that people were doing in the game and explain like the significance of individual people, and it was really good. And I remember sitting in Key Arena, and they were having this like big showcase presentation thing. and the lights get all like dim, and they start showing this reveal trailer of just like the CGI logo being examined. You probably know what kind of video I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because there's no gameplay. And I remember it fades out to the logo, and it's like it's just on a white screen, and there's the logo, and it says Artifact, and I'm like, and I remember saying out loud, this better not be a card game, and it says a Dota 2 card game, and I was like, God fucking damn it.
I mean, it's that famous video, right?
Yeah, it is such a good clip. Like, I've never heard, like, it is exactly, like, it's like a fucking Simpsons bit, where, like,
it's like the Vita thing, right? When the Vita got announced and they said, we're partnering with AT&T, and everyone went, ah! And then the Sony people in the front were like, oh no, clap, yeah.
I mean,
you're referencing the video where it's just a live feed of Key Arena when Artifact was announced, and you hear everybody go, yeah, when Artifact is up, and then it pops up a Dota card game, and everybody goes, oh.
Yeah, it is just, yeah, like, it is so immediate, because, you know, yeah, it was just like a flip when they revealed what it actually was. It's very funny.
The context for that is because Hearthstone was like on the rise and was really big back then. So people saw it as, oh, they're just trying to cash in on the Hearthstone craze and the Magic the Gathering Arena craze, which, you know, is fine. But then here we are 4 years later, and Artifact has officially been canceled. They even were doing sort of an Artifact 2.0 thing where they were going to try to revamp the game itself. Mm-hmm. And because it's a Valve game, it's obviously integrated with Steam and the Steam Marketplace, so there's like collector versions of cards you can get and trade and market, which is dumb, but they basically announced this week that they're stopping all development on Artifact, and instead of just making the game, like just throwing the game into the abyss where nobody can ever play it again, they're making both classic Artifact and Artifact 2.0 free to play completely for anybody. Mm-hmm. When you play them, you no longer, like, you just have all the cards, so you can make whatever kind of crazy decks you want, which is good. And to make sure that the collector versions of cards, and also to make sure that the people who paid for it do get something out of it, your cards, like, if you paid for it, you get fancy versions of the cards that let people know, like, hey, you paid for the game. Mm-hmm. And those are marketable. And then also, like, the rare collectible versions of the cards are also marketable, which is probably the best ending that a video game that's an online service that gets canceled can have, where people can still play it. So at least that's good.
Yeah, because
I know my roommate really liked playing it, so...
Yeah, I was glad to see that, because, like, I can't even play, like, my Madoka game anymore, you know? Like, that they shut down.
So... But I'm not surprised that it got canceled, considering they just simply couldn't get the player base that they wanted for the game. But I'm also not really surprised that they decided to make it free to play, because I feel like the people who run Steam, or I guess operate Steam, have at least a little bit more investment in making sure, like, acknowledging, like, oh, there's shit that people want to play, and, like, people still were playing Artifact. It's just not enough to sustain it for development purposes. Mm-hmm. So, but it was really funny to be there when it was announced and to be here when it's ended.
Yeah.
Dota.
I
tried to my girlfriend loves playing League of Legends, right? And I preferred Dota back in the day, by far. So I was like, you know what? I can trick him into playing Dota 2. I'll get them all to play Dota. This is like 2018 or something. It's like, I'll trick them all into playing Dota 2. I'm gonna play Dota 2. I went and played one game of Dota 2 to get back into it, and I was like, oh no, I'm not doing that. No.
Yeah.
So much had just changed about that game since even when I had played it at that point, from like, because I played it when I was still in high school.
I will tell you, I stopped playing Dota 2 when they changed my favorite character, allegedly for trying to avoid copyright reasons, because for people who don't know, Dota 2 is the sequel to a Warcraft 3 like modded game called Dota: Defense of the Ancients, and it used a bunch of Warcraft 3 character models and just kind of renamed them to become their own characters. It's a hero champion based game where you play as specific characters. And my favorite character used to be called Skeleton King, and they changed him.
Of course it was. Of course it was your favorite.
Look, of course it was. You know my second favorite character, Clinks, who's a skeleton archer. Come on now. Anyway, they changed Skeleton King to be Wraith King, so he's ghost based now because they specifically didn't want to have interference with Diablo because he's based off of Leoric, who's a big Diablo character. Like even in Dota, it was supposed to just be the dude what lives in Diablo or whatever. And so the dumb thing is like Wraith King still like spawns skeletons as like one of his abilities, but they just changed him to be Wraith King and not Skeleton King. And then what's fucked up is I think they gave him like a legendary skin or whatever where they change him back to a skeleton. It's very funny, but that's basically when I stopped playing.
They're insane.
And also, by the way, just so you know, he wasn't my favorite character because he was a skeleton. He was my favorite character because, unlike all the other Dota 2 characters, he had one button to press. He only had a Q as an ability, and the rest of his shit was all passives.
That's right. That is true.
So he was very easy to play for someone like me.
But they changed that, right?
They did change it, and then they changed it back.
Okay.
So, but that's basically. I only have 300 hours in Dota 2, which sounds like a lot, but that's not even 100 games or so.
All right. Well, pretty soon people are going to have a lot less hours in Artifact, I guess, unless they just play the free version.
Yeah. So if you want to try it out, you can go download it on Steam and give it a whirl. It's a weird card game because they kind of try to do the MOBA 3 lanes thing, so you're basically playing on 3 separate playing fields at a time. It seemed neat, but not neat enough.
Right. Let's see. Here's some news that is, probably good in the long run, but a bit of a bummer in the now. Guilty Gear Strive was supposed to be coming out April 9th. It has been delayed to June 11th, which, that's a pretty jam-packed day if I remember correctly. I think there's, a lot of games coming out, June 10th, June 11th. But, yeah, I mean, the game was originally supposed to come out last year, which, that got bumped because of COVID. But this time, they explicitly said that they want to polish aspects of the game, such as online lobbies and server stability, which, they did need to do some stuff with the servers during that last beta test. But, hey, the lobbies in Strive are probably one of the worst things I've seen in a long time. They are horrible. Yeah. And I really hope that they revamp them, because that is, the big thing keeping Strive from being, an instant classic.
The thing that was getting me is that people were telling them that it was bad, a year ago when they first showed them. Yeah. And they were like, hey, that's awful. Why are you doing that? It's just, didn't do anything about it. So I really hope that this was, some sort of wake-up call, especially with, their server infrastructure was not great, obviously, either, with how the beta test went. And I imagine those would have been the live servers, right? The ones that they were intending to use. Yeah. So, I really hope.
When you got into a game, it was fine, because it was rollback, it was fine. But getting a game was horrible. Finding somebody to play, actually getting into a game with them, it was really bad.
I was really enjoying playing it, but definitely that was the thing that was especially with how slow it is to get into another match and do a rematch even and stuff like that. It was just killing my momentum extremely. It was making it a lot easier for me to just be you know what, I don't want to play anymore. Yeah. When I lost or something, because it would just be well, I have to wait 2 minutes to get to another match. Yeah.
So hopefully they fix that up. Probably not anything else that they really have to do, but that's something. They're working on it. Rose, anything else?
About Guilty Gear?
Or just anything.
Oh, okay. I started playing a game called Eternal Return Black Survival.
Yeah?
Yeah. So this is a MOBA Battle Royale, that's on Steam Early Access right now. It's a Chinese game. It's alright. I think it has great promise. That is the thing, I think, with it. Because you tell me MOBA Battle Royale. Well, that sounds horrible, right? That sounds awful. those two words, you don't want to hear those words together. You don't want to hear those words separate, usually, I don't think, most people these days. However, it actually works pretty well. Again, conceptually here. So basically, it's just like, you drop down, there's like 8 zones. The zones gradually get closed off. Instead of like a PUBG ring, it's like, like, hey, section 8 is closed now. And then section 4 will be the next one that's closed. Stuff like that. And you go around crafting like weapons, traps, food, armor, stuff like that from just like scavenging around. And then, it's like MOBA combat. Like, you have your Q, your W, your E, your R, and you do a bunch of things. There's already like 20 characters in it or something, like 25 characters in it. It's a bit confusing to understand how to play it at first, but I don't think it's that confusing. I think like it just right now it has some like pacing issues in terms of how you play it, because it's like what is it? It's duos and trios, like most battle royales these days, and it drops you in with like I think like 20 other people, like that I would almost wonder if they should increase that number, just because there's a lot of times where you just run into no one. Even more than like an Apex or something like that. Like, there have been so many games that me and my friend have played where we've just nothing happens the whole game and then we die, which happens in every battle royale, right? But it's happened a lot more in this one. There's a really funny thing too. Like, listen, I don't want to diss them for this, okay? They're doing their best they can. However, because it is a Chinese game that has English voice acting, the script, let's say, that all the characters read out when they're walking around is extremely funny. So you'll have like a character walk into like a school and they'll go, "A school? What do they teach here? Murder?" Exactly like that, with that intonation and everything. And like for everything.
Oh my God.
Like they'll go down to the beach and be like, "Wow, I sure would love to do fishing." And it's just like, man, it's really good. It's really good. I like that. Okay. Like unironically, like it's extremely good to me. They just have really funny lines like that. Like, listen, I'm just sick of like every League of Legends character goes, "I'm so sexy. I love killing." Like that meme post that goes around on Tumblr or whatever. It's completely true though. That's how League characters are.
They are.
And then like, to have this one just be like this completely unhinged like machine translation is genuinely extremely good. Like I loved like this like this yeah. The characters are not very the character designs are great also. Like it's like the one that the first character I bought because I just could not buy it is like this Yakuza lady with a fishing rod, and the fishing rod's her weapon. And she just goes around being like, "I wonder what's biting today," or whatever, and just like, she just has a ton of like whip-based attack, but she's using a fishing rod. And I love that.
That is pretty good.
There's one whose alt is just she gets on a motorcycle and runs people over, which is pretty good also.
Oh, fuck yeah.
They just added a lady who throws giant chess pieces at people. Like, it's pretty good stuff. Again, I think the pacing is kind of off right now, which makes it not like the most fun game to play sometimes. But I really like the concept, and I would love to see where this goes, because I think they got something here. It's a very small game right now.
I'm looking at the characters, and I really like how one guy named Luke just seems to be a janitor with a mop.
Yeah, they're all like
and
that.
And then another guy, Shoichi, is just a salary man. And then I look at his abilities, and he has like a bunch of fucking knives, but he does like he's got glasses on, and he looks like an Umi Neko character with the way his art is.
I don't know what the lore is per se, but I do know that the character descriptions are insanely funny, because it's like, a lot of them are like, they were pushed to the edge and they became twisted, or something like that, right? And it's just like that salary guy is like, he couldn't afford his wife's surgery, so he became a hitman, I think. And it's just like, but then like some of them are just like, this lady was in a band and then her band quit and to join a contract that she turned down. So now she murders people. And it's like, what? Like, wait, what? what happened?
I like Emma, who is a magician from the United States.
Oh, she's good.
And her motivation is she wants to become famous so she can reconnect with her long lost grandfather, but she just kind of looks like Hatsune Miku. They might have something here. These character designs are pretty good.
Yeah, I think I think not the most recent one anymore, but the most recent one when I started playing was kind of funny to me because it's just like, oh, she's a sexy doctor or whatever, and she's literally just wearing the Virgin Killer sweater, and it's like, yeah, I know, guys. Somehow not like super horny though, is the thing that gets me about all their art. Is like, it's like, it's sexualized to an extent, but I would say even less than League, really. It's just like, they're just vibing.
Sure.
But yeah, I've been enjoying it overall. They don't have skins right now, and that's the only place where you really spend real money on it, because it's free to play. That's the only place where you really spend money. So they hand out currency pretty fast too. Like, one of my problems with League of Legends is you have to play so much just to get a character these days. And it was like that back in the day too.
Mm-hmm.
And Apex is the same way. Like, I just got the last Apex character that I didn't have now, and I've been playing that for months. I'm like level 200 something or whatever. And it's just like, man, that took so long. Whereas this one's like, you play like 10 games, you get a character, and the games are pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a free rotation like League does, so
yeah,
you can try them out beforehand. I think that's smart. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it. I don't know if I'll stick with it right now. Because it's like the type of thing where it's like, maybe I wait until it's all the way out now, because I get the idea of what they're going for and I like it.
Right on.
Okay.
But
all right, Spencer, hit us. What else?
I'm going to hit you with Destiny 2 talk for like 20 minutes.
Okay.
You ready?
Sure. I'm ready.
So, Destiny 2 is a game that I have been playing since November when they launched the current expansion, Beyond Light. And it's been fun. I have enjoyed it. My friends and I finished the Last Wish raid about, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago or so. It was really fun. It's the longest raid in like Destiny history, and we crushed it. So
Nice.
It was good. We're currently working on the raid from last expansion, Shadowkeep, the Garden of Salvation, and we almost cleared it in one 4-hour raid session. So I think we had to finish the boss that we figured out how to beat, and I think we might have one more encounter after that, and then we're done. But we picked up on the mechanics pretty quickly, so that's fun. As I've said before, Destiny 2 has a lot of weird/bad design decisions when it comes to being an MMO but not really being an MMO, and it looks like, based on their This Week at Bungie post, they do like a little blog post every week, detailing the what things are going on and what players can look forward to. It looks like they're going to be fixing some of the issues that I've had with the game. A big one is they're actually delaying the next expansion, the Witch Queen, to next year, because normally Destiny 2 is on a yearly expansion cycle. Mm-hmm. So the expansion comes out in November, and then they have the season for that expansion, and then they have 3 seasons after that expansion, and then the next expansion comes out. So 2020, Beyond Light came out. 2019, Shadowkeep came out. I think Forsaken came out in like 2018, pretty sure, and then Destiny 2 released in 2017. But Witch Queen's coming out next year because they said it's going to be a very big story moment, and they want to make sure that the storyline and the writing for that is solid and on par, because it's going to lead into them closing the big Destiny 2 chapter of light versus darkness, because
finally,
it's the oldest conflict in video games, and I love it every time. It's great in Kingdom Hearts. I love it here. I love it in Final Fantasy. But they're kind of like they've done everything they possibly can do with it, and also
what
with
did they do? I'm sorry, I'm coming out of the woodworks here as the Destiny person who didn't play Beyond Light, but like nothing, like Shadowkeep was like supposed to be about darkness, and they did like nothing.
Oh yeah, Shadowkeep was.
Did they just do everything in Beyond Light?
So with Beyond Light, what they do is they let us get access to powers from darkness. Okay, and up until Beyond Light, all of the Destiny lore, as far as I know, is the darkness is bad and light is good, kind of the same way of how it is in Kingdom Hearts, where those are tangible forces that are immutable, right? Beyond Light just makes it does kind of like in Shadowbringers, the light versus darkness thing is flipped on its head, where they kind of say like, you know, light and dark doesn't necessarily mean good and evil. Those can like either can be used for either purpose. But in Destiny 2, they were kind of leaning more on the Kingdom Hearts side of things, with light is good, dark is bad, all of your powers are from light, and the things that let you do the cool shit is from the light, and we kind of want the darkness to not happen because we have seen what it's done to other factions, and it's fucked up. But with the Beyond Light, they're hinting more at the fact that, one, you don't really understand the darkness's motivations for doing what it's doing. Two, it's not necessarily bad, but be careful, I guess. And three, I assume with the Witch Queen, it's going to have something to do with either the Hive faction, or it's going to have something to do with Marasov coming back. I don't know. But now that we have access to darkness powers, like, it doesn't make much sense for the story to focus on light versus darkness anymore. And so they're going to be closing that whole chapter of Destiny 2, so we can focus on other things, which whatever those are, cool, whatever. I'm excited. I just like when they decide to like close it and then just decide, oh, but we're not ending the story. It's like with Final Fantasy, like Endwalker's going to be ending the Hydaelyn Zodiac storyline, but that doesn't mean the game's ending. So, but again, we'll have to see where that goes. I will come back. I will check back in a year and we'll see where we are.
All right.
But other things they mentioned that are coming next season, which should be in like April or May or so. I don't pay attention to the exact dates, but they're getting a glamour system finally, which is nice.
I cannot believe it took that long. I straight up cannot believe it took that long.
Me either. It's nuts that it's taken. This is next season for numbers purposes is season 14, and seasons last like 2 to 3 months. They're like 13 weeks, so it's taken a long time to get a glamour system in the game, but hey, it's going to be here, which now, much like with Final Fantasy's glamour system, it does cost a resource to use, but I think that's fine because it gets people to play the game to get a good reward, and also like armor, like it increases the value of armor that you might want to keep, even if its stats are shit or you don't want to invest in it. If you like how it looks, then it still has value to you because you can just turn it into a glamour item, basically. And so you can always have it, and you can always have that appearance whenever you want. So that's good.
I was worried initially when they were talking about the glamour stuff because they seemed to imply that you were going to use like an insane material that I can't remember right now, and it was like, oh god, and I think they stepped back from that pretty quick. Yeah.
I believe they're going to reintroduce an NPC who used to be a vendor in the past. I think she was part of the faction system from the year 1 Destiny 2 stuff, and she's going to be in charge of like giving out bounties that give you the resource. I'm not clear. I'm assuming those are going to be daily bounties, but they might be weekly. I don't know. But there's going to be other. You can also just buy them from her for exchanging other materials. So I'm sure it'll be fine. But I will check back in a couple months and let you know how it's going. Big thing is that they've announced that sunsetting is going to be gone now. For people who don't know, Destiny 2 has a gear score system. And what they introduced with Beyond Light that got a lot of people annoyed is that they were sunsetting older guns and older armor, because this was done for the purpose of keeping the meta fresh, because they didn't want people to rely on the same old guns for both PvE and PvE activities. So what they do is you can infuse weapons and armor with other weapons and armor that have better scores, but you don't like them, so you can basically raise their power level. And then with sunsetting, they basically introduced infusion caps. So when Beyond Light launched, the power cap was 1260, but some weapons could only get up to 1060. So you could still have those guns and that armor, and you could still use them, but you'd basically be handicapping yourself for content that's higher scaled. So what they've announced is that they realized that the system's kind of bad for many reasons, because guns that you farm for, because Destiny 2 is like a big RNG loot nightmare hell, those guns will be obsolete in a year's time, and it adds a certain pressure to try and do content as soon as possible so you can have those guns right away and then use them for longer. But what they've announced is that all of the equipment that can reach the current power cap will no longer have its infusion cap anymore. You'll just be able to have those guns moving forward, and this is so that like all the stuff that they've already sunset, that stuff's gone. But this is so that like if you had a really good gun from Destiny 2 Year 1 that you wanted, and you decided to trash it because they said, oh, you can't use that gun anymore, and then they just decided to bring it back, it would piss off a lot of people who like threw their guns away. So I think that's a smart way to do that, but also they probably shouldn't have done this in the first place, because what they straight up said was, we're just going to look at each gun on a case-by-case basis. Because there's a shotgun that's
could have just done that, I guess, this whole time.
Because there's a shotgun that's been a menace in PvP for, I guess, years, called Fellwinter's Lie. And people are still using it. It was a nightmare last season because it had been... The content where you could get it had been put in the content vault, so you couldn't get it anymore, but people could still use it. And this season was supposed to be the last season it was able to be used. And then they said, oh no, it's here to stay, but we're going to look at it specifically. They specifically mentioned we're going to be looking at Fellwinter's Lie. And I'm just sitting here going, you could have just done this from the start, gang. So
yeah, I don't know what they make decisions over at Bungie. They make decisions, is how I feel about it.
Here's my perspective on it. Technically speaking, Final Fantasy XIV already has sunsetting.
Yeah.
The best raid weapons right now are item level 535. The moment...
But it's also a lot easier.
Yeah, but the moment Endwalker gets released, those raid weapons will be dog shit, basically, compared to all the other weapons that you'll get at endgame Endwalker stuff. However... they'll still have value because they have a glamour system in case. And so, unlike Destiny 2, where weapons are unique, in Final Fantasy XIV, your weapon is basically just they all function more or less the same. Like every Dragoon Spear functions the same way. It lets you do the same shit. It's just how it looks is different. So the raid weapons right now still have value in terms of their appearance. So, but
I just look at like how long it takes to get the Destiny guns, especially with when they added back the rolls, and I just think like the way that game is, especially considering that in Final Fantasy XIV the weapons don't control differently.
Yeah,
that's the big difference, I think, to me. So I the fact that they ever implemented the system was insane to me. To give an anecdote here, I mentioned the Last Wish raid. I have every gun from the Last Wish raid except for the hand cannon, my favorite gun type. And I thought about like just farming the Last Wish by like finding groups to just run it with, because my friends can't raid all the time. And I found out that all those guns were going to be sunset this season. And I was like, I don't want to spend all of the season farming for a gun that I won't be able to use in like 9 weeks. So, but yeah,
now that it's gone, I can do that. So
I get their thinking, like I really do, because it's like you don't want to have the same things just being used constantly. You want to mix it up, but you should do that through like more intelligent ways than just, hey, you just can't use it arbitrarily now. I think in a game like that anyway, a game like that, it really shows that they learned everything from Blizzard, which will really be the problem with that game forever, I think. Yeah. Because Blizzard's not good at design.
I will say, at least with like the new raid guns, they kind of have a more interesting idea, because the raid guns have unique perks that you can get a hand cannon that has 40 bullets in it. You can fire it 40 times before it reloads. It's nuts because of the perks you can get on it. And those perks are only available from those guns in the raid. And so that's how you should incentivize people to play new shit, is you give them guns that do cool new shit. And so they don't want to use the old stuff anymore. And if they want to use the old stuff, you don't prevent them from doing it. Anyway, here's another funny situation where they caused a problem and are now solving the problem they caused. Shaders, which are Destiny 2's like dyes that you would put on gear to change its color, those aren't being consumable items anymore. In Destiny 1, when you unlocked a shader, you just had it and you could use it and apply it to any gun or armor. And in Destiny 2, they were consumable items. So you got a stack of 3 every time they dropped. And hey, guess what? Destiny 2 has 5 gear slots. So you had to get the same shader to drop twice.
And they were in the cash shop.
Which... Ugh. But anyway, a lot of people had negative feedback about the shader stuff. So what they did at some point in the past is once you unlock a shader, you can basically grab it from your collections whenever you want by spending a small amount of resources. It's not expensive unless you're getting like 300 of a shader, which I don't know why you would do that. But now it's a case where... So they're still consumable, but they're effectively infinite, but now they're just going to make them effectively infinite like they were in Destiny 1, so hooray! I've got 2 last Destiny 2 things for you before I'll shut up about this game on this episode.
Please, no, you're fine.
Players found out how to hack Destiny 2 and get 12 players into content that's designed for 3 or 6 players.
Oh boy.
It's very funny. So... To give a basic overview of how this works, you basically have 2 groups, Group A and Group B. Mm-hmm. Each group has a leader. The Group A leader selects the content they want to do, whether it's a strike, which is 3-player content, or a raid, which is 6-player content. Mm-hmm. And they queue up and get ready to go. The 5 other players for Group A join in on get ready to join in on Group A's leader, and on the Group B side, everybody, like the 5 other players on the Group B side, join up with the Group B leader, and the Group B leader gets ready to queue up for the content they basically get ready to join Group A as Group A has 2 seconds left to join the group, because it basically, if you tried to join a group that's already full, it'll tell you, sorry, that fire team is full. But if you do it with 2 seconds on the timer for loading into the content, it doesn't give the servers enough time to check to see if it's full. And so both groups of 6 players each load into the content because the game doesn't stop that from happening, which is very funny. There's a lot of videos that you can watch where people are trivializing raids and running through strikes like nobody's business, and it's very goofy and shit. And they put out a post in the This Week at Bungie that mentioned, hey, we know that everybody's having a real good time having 12-player raids and stuff. And they straight up said, we are going to be fixing this in a few weeks, but it's not like an immediate concern. They're not like hot fixing it. They're not disabling raiding, because you have to be very serious to be a raider in Destiny 2, and you have to take this content seriously. They just said, no, if you want to try it, go for it, and you won't get penalized or reprimanded for doing it. Mm-hmm. But if you want to do it, you got to do it soon, because we are going to fix it. And the only thing that they cautioned was that the content's not designed to have 12 people in it, so if stuff breaks, don't come crying to us for it, basically. But also be aware that stuff will break, possibly.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which is very funny. I think that's probably the smartest way they can handle that situation. I'd be curious to see if they decide in the future if 12-player content's something they're interested in doing, but I think if they do, I wouldn't want it to be mechanic intensive like a raid normally is. I'd want it to just be, you just have 12 people against like a billion dudes. That would be fun.
Yeah.
On the side of them actually shutting shit down, though, the worst game mode, Trials of Osiris, is canceled indefinitely.
Wow.
What did it say on Twitter? What did it get canceled for? What did it say on Twitter?
So Trials of Osiris is a PvP mode that's only available on the weekends.
And it said something.
John,
it said something
your joke
racist.
Doesn't work.
Fuck.
Your jokes don't work on him.
I didn't even know he was trying to make a joke.
Get it? Like, canceled. He got canceled on Twitter. Trials of Osiris got canceled.
Oh, sorry, I'm a numbskull, John.
No, I'm
sorry.
just bad at telling jokes. It's okay.
Well, clearly it was a bad joke. Yeah,
It was also a bad joke. Yeah.
Anyway, it got canceled because players are crafty and also will do anything to stop playing the worst game mode. I will tell you that. Trials of Osiris is a PvP mode only available on weekends, and it's supposed to be the PvP endgame content because unlike a normal video game that has PvP where it puts all the players on an even playing field and you just have to use your skills with the guns and say Apex Legend or your map awareness and Dota 2 or whatever, or your game sense in literally every competitive video game, Trials of Osiris factors in your character's gear score to its content. So if you say the new season launches and the power cap has been increased and you farmed a shit ton so you can be at the end game max level item level shit, you can basically be unkillable in Trials of Osiris against people who just started playing 2 hours ago, basically. The thing that makes Trials the worst game mode, in my opinion, is that it's one of those game modes where 3 losses and you're out, basically. And you get a card that marks your wins and losses, and you get different rewards based on if you get 3 wins, 5 wins, and 7 wins. And there's also a special reward you can get if you go 7 wins and flawless, meaning you never lose once. Players, they also have like special unique weapons and upgraded versions of those weapons for flawless runs. So a lot of players, want to get those guns because they're very powerful and good. And so what players found out they could do is they could win trade into Trials of Osiris. This is kind of complicated, but I will simplify it. Basically, you just get you and your buddies have 2 accounts, your main account and a burner account. Mm-hmm. And then you queue into Trials on your burner account. 2 of you set up your like in-game profile picture to be the Hockey Club casino thing. Like you basically pick the Hockey emblem, and then the leader just picks whatever emblem, and you match with somebody in Trials. Okay. You keep matching and you play Trials normally. You don't really care about wins or losses here until you match with somebody who also is rocking the 2 Hockey emblems. This is basically sort of the signal. Once both of you have matched with each other and you realize, they have 2 players with the Hockey emblem on their team, then the 2 players who don't have the emblem basically friend each other on Steam. They message each other and they use Steam Chat's random number generator to roll a dice between 1 and 10. And whoever gets the higher number, that team logs out of their burner accounts, logs into their main accounts, and then the other team who lost basically forfeits the match by leaving and gives that other team a win. If you do this method for everybody can get a flawless run in Trials without ever firing a single bullet or killing a single person. And there's a reporting site that keeps track of like how people are doing in Trials, and they found that like there was a 50% flawless rate in Trials like this past weekend.
Awesome.
and so people were like, what the fuck's going on? Because I guess people had been doing this before, but last week the flawless reward was like the hand cannon. Which hand cannons are really powerful in PvP. So people wanted it. And so Bungie was like, all right, we're canceling Trials until we figured out this bug, because the big problem is that you can log out of your account and then log back into your main account, and it puts you back in the match. It only works for 2 people at a time. Like, one person has to stay behind and actually stay in the match, but it's fucking nuts. So they canceled it, and I'm glad, because Trials is a bad game mode.
I didn't like Trials of the 9 either. I don't know if that's still around, but
I don't think so.
I really didn't like that either. It was the same thing, basically. Except, well, actually, I think it did have the power level. I don't know. It's just, I like PvP in Destiny to an extent, but they just, flounder around and mess it up so much that it's just I can't get excited about it.
I I'm not normally a PvP person, but I enjoy playing PvP in Destiny 2, but Trials is way more of a stress-inducing nightmare of, oh man, I can't get 3 losses, because some people will just play Trials all weekend trying to get like a flawless run, and it's nuts, and I'm not that kind of person. I haven't even gone in Trials once, just because I only go into PvP when I have to for a weapon quest or something. But I mean, the PvP is good, it's fun, but it's not what I play Destiny 2 for.
Mm-hmm.
And now, it's not what anybody plays Destiny 2 for. At least in terms of Trials.
Yeah.
And that's all my Destiny 2 news. Let's talk about something else.
Well,
Alright.
Alright, let's see here. I guess it's my turn. So, this has just been like this extremely fucking crazy thing that has been going on kind of silently over on Steam. The game The Sinking City, which is like a
Right.
Yeah, it's a Lovecraft-inspired game by Frogwares, and it was published by Nacon. Apparently, some shit went down between them. Some really insane shit went down. That Frogwares is saying that they were basically just saying, like, hey, we didn't really make this. This is not like fully our product here. The version that is being released is it is not the game that we made. So they are saying don't buy it. Do not buy the game on Steam. And so a little while later it seems that a little while later they revealed that is not really the case. The case is that Nacon hacked Frogwares and stole the game, like pirated it, and are selling the game on Steam instead of like the actual version of the game that Frogwares wanted to put out.
Yeah, specifically because that has the DLC they never released and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or that they didn't have access to. Which is just, man, what?
If I remember correctly, Frogware's independent investigation, they found out that how they did it was they purchased a copy off of Games Planet or something.
Oh, nice.
And then just rewrote stuff in the game's code to remove like the Games Planet logo and such, and they removed the Frogwares part where it shows like, because normally when you load up the game, like a little logo shows up and then it flips over and it shows Frogwares logo, but they stopped that animation from taking place.
Nice.
And they also removed all of the online plugins, because on the Sinking City menu, you can hit like a play more button and it pops up other games that it links to like a web page to check to see if you have those games, or to click on them to go and like to the store page for them. And it removed that because that obviously wouldn't work on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But they got so in depth with figuring out how they did it, they were able to find the exact programmer who purchased the game.
Wow.
And turns out that he's part of like a studio that Nacon absorbed like years ago or so, because they mentioned how this isn't a job that anybody could do. You had to have pretty good programming experience in order to be able to pull this off. And the dude in question has, I think, around 20 years of experience. So, but
these are the Sherlock Holmes people, right? Frogwares?
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
They don't deserve this. Not
No.
after... I'll never forget that bombcast bit about the Sherlock Holmes guys. Where they just said that Sherlock Holmes died in the game, just as part of the demo. They were just like, Sherlock Holmes is going to die because he becomes evil, and Watson will kill him. And they were just like, when does this happen? And they're like, oh, like 12 hours into the game, don't worry about it.
Oh my god.
It's very good.
It is a good bit.
But,
so they don't deserve this to happen
No.
to them. They're great developers. Listen to that. That's great. They made a game where Sherlock Holmes dies. Like, they don't deserve this happening to them.
No, they don't.
So it sounds like if you do want to purchase this game, you could buy it on, like, everything else, and it'll be fine. Like, they say that if you could get it on the Microsoft Store, PlayStation Store, the eShop, Origin, or Games Planet, those are all fine. Those are all published by Frogwares. It's just the Steam version that they have officially DMCA'd it off the Steam store. So
And keep in mind, too, that Nacon decided to do this after they had already been told, no, you can't have the rights to this game twice by a French judge, because they went through the French judicial system. And this was like last year, I believe. They had to get litigation involved, and they said, like, no, you don't get the rights, and then they appealed, and they said, no, you still don't get the rights.
Yeah.
So
it's nuts, you know? Like, yeah, I hope that things turn out well for Frogwares. I mean, it will probably turn out well for Frogwares because, like, at the end of the day, I bet they're just going to get the rights back in probably, like, a fat settlement. So, you know what? Fucking A. Like, good for y'all. Because...
Yeah, I hope so.
It's like, what an insane thing to happen.
It's just like at a certain point you look at these fucking like, listen, I'm not going to make assumptions here, but I'm going to call the publisher here money grubbing based on the activity that they have demonstrated.
I think that's like, easy to guess.
You reach a point where it's just like, is it worth it? Is this really worth it to just be this petty and this like crazy?
No,
like
I would guess no.
Man, like what?
Yeah, I did mention the programmer they got to do this because it probably wasn't his idea.
No way. Who would come up with that idea? Only someone who doesn't know what a computer is.
Only somebody who only cares about money would think, oh yes, let me steal this product and sell it as my own.
It's extremely stupid.
It's insane.
And I am going to jump in front of you, Spencer, because I want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Switch Pro! Switch 2!
Nintendo Switch 2. Do the Peggle jump.
I can't do it, I'm sitting down.
I'm not telling you, I'm telling the listeners to do the Peggle jump.
I did it.
Or at least to picture it in their minds.
Alright. So Bloomberg has reported that Samsung is gearing up to work on a new screen for a new Switch model. Said model will be a 7-inch 720p OLED screen on the console itself, but it will be able to put out 4K Ultra HD graphics when paired with the TV. They haven't really talked much else about what else they will be changing, because the only sources that Bloomberg was able to talk to were specifically involved with the screens. So that's why we haven't heard anything about, like, you know, how it'll run, but fucking fingers crossed, all of my fingers and all of my toes, that they make the processor better. Because I don't care about I don't care about the graphics, I care about frame rate. I want that shit to run well.
Oh, you don't want it to output to 4K for no fucking reason?
Yes. I don't have a 4K
for the
TV.
20 people in the country that own a 4K TV?
I don't have a 4K TV. I can probably tell the difference.
You can't.
You can't.
Because it's stupid. I mean, you can. Okay, I'm not going to be... You can tell the difference, but it's not a worthwhile change. It is not worth the money you are putting into that.
I don't know. Maybe...
Yeah.
I mean, I do think I need new glasses, because I have a 4K screen right next to a 1080 screen, and I can't tell the difference. But that might just be because I need new glasses. But... yeah, I don't know. Not really anything else to report on that. The screen is definitely going to be larger. You know, it is going to be a larger screen. Like, I think the Switch's screen is like, it's a bit smaller than 7 inches. So it will be nice to bump up the screen size, but also, and also like an OLED screen will, help with the battery life as well. So that will be good. We'll see.
Here's my two concerns. One, my concern is that they don't fix the Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
Which I would believe the case, because I don't know if you know about the PS5 controllers, but it's the same shit.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Fun.
They have the Joy-Con drift,
which
is great. Great if that's just going to be a thing now. I'm worried that they won't fix that, because they've kind of shown, like, the fact that the Switch Junior, or whatever it's called, I don't know what Switch Lite?
The Switch
Lite. The fact that has the Joy-Con drift is, like, grim. That they wouldn't have, like, attempted to reckon with that for the one where the Joy-Cons are glued to the damn console. But my real concern is that they start making exclusive games, because I don't want to buy another Switch, dude. I don't, like, I appreciate it being there as an option for people who can, or who decide like, I do most of my gaming on the Switch. I want to, get a better Switch.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I'm fine with that. Like a PS4 Pro type situation.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to. I don't want to. And if they come out and they say, Bayonetta 3 is only on the new one, I'm going to be like, "Grr."
It's going to be real bad.
I'm going to do it.
I'm already feeling...
I feel like it'll just be graphical enhancements, if anything, but...
I hope so.
That's the hope, right?
I mean, I'm going to do it because I want, shit to run better.
Yeah, no. I know. Here's my main concern with that also, actually, is that the developers will still have to be the ones who do that.
Yeah.
And, because this isn't Nintendo won't make some, magic Xbox technology where they did that whole thing for all the Xbox 360 games that makes them run good now. There's no way.
Yeah, of course not.
And I think Switch developers in general have chosen that they will. Okay. This is going to sound mean, but I think Switch developers in general have shown, outside of the Doom port people and stuff like that, and I guess Obsidian also fixed up their port for Outer Worlds pretty quick. But by and large, people who make Switch ports don't give a fuck. Apex Legends is going to run at 480p. It's coming out next week, and the tech stuff was saying it runs at 480p, and it's oh god.
Well. Let's hope.
We can hope. We can hope.
We can hope. I still love, the Switch, so I would like for it to be good. That's that.
I agree. No, I agree. I just also, I'm just worried Nintendo's gonna,
Nintendo's
I don't want Nintendo to lock Bayonetta 3 and Metroid Prime 4 behind another $250 purchase again.
Yeah. Rose, this is the last thing you've been up to.
This is really quick because I'm only 2 hours into it. I started playing the prequel game for The House in Fata Morgana, which, as you know, I'm a big proponent of.
Mm-hmm.
It's been sitting in my library. I just put it off because it's the type of prequel where it is going hard in on something you already know that happened in the main game.
Okay.
So it was the type of thing where it's you know what? I've had enough pain. I'm good. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far because it's doing this thing where I'm trying to be as non-spoiler as possible.
Right.
This thing in the main game that they explain happening, you basically only hear one side of it and then see a different version of it. Mm-hmm. And it makes it seem really bad. And I think that this one is about the whole entire thing of what happened. And it's making it feel a lot more well considered and makes sense, I think.
Okay.
Cause it's it's very much the type of thing where they explain the situation and you go, wow, that's a lot of horrible things happening back to back to back. Even if it takes place over 5 years or whatever it was. I was that's a lot of horrible things to happen. But I think that they made a good way in this explaining how it all happened, why it happened, how the people involved did it. And it's really interesting, I think. And they wrote it really well. I don't know how much I'll like this compared to the main one. I guess it's supposed to just be a companion book. Basically, they said it's just a companion story. So it's not supposed to be oh, here's the next one or anything. But it's still very good. Great music. I love the art style again because the art style is so distinctive in the visual novel area. Most things just look that's why I like Steins Gate too back in the day. Was so much Steins Gate because they look so unique compared to everything else. Which has been kind of depressing me about a lot of recent visual novel remakes. I don't know if you've seen that game, the Higurashi stuff. They just really genericizing them.
Right.
To real base anime girl. And I am not a proponent of the original Higurashi art at all. However, there's something to it to a degree. It at least stands out compared to its peers. A better example would be Umineko, right? When they remade Umineko for the PS3, I believe it was, they made them all look ugh. Whereas I feel that original art for Umineko is so distinctive, right? You see them and you go, oh, I know what that is.
Right.
And that's what I like about Fata Morgana, because it's so it's so distinctively gothic horror stuff, and it looks almost like the Castlevania concept art, stuff like that. Good stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a great game. I recommend everyone play The House of Fata Morgana. It's a very good visual novel. You can find it on Steam. It has themes.
Oh, I love themes.
I told you when they put out.
I know you'll play it. It's coming to the Switch. Yeah,
when they put out
that'll
Switch
have everything
version,
in it.
Yeah. Oh, listen,
including the Vita version.
Motherfucker, listen. Speaking of that, if we're going to talk about limited run shit real quick, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Limited Run is putting out two $70 special editions for No More Heroes 1 and 2. And if you buy both of them, you get a Santa Destroy flag. Even if they didn't give you a bonus for buying both of them, I was going to buy both of them anyway.
Yeah, how many times are they going to trick you to buy this game, John?
Let me see here. I have, the Wii versions. And then I've bought them digitally on the Switch. And now I'm going to buy them.
Really? You don't have the PS3 ones? Okay.
I don't. Well, they only released Heroes Paradise. They only have one on PS3, which I didn't buy because it was bad. It is a bad port of the game. But
right
now, years later, now that I'm a sick fuck, and I like to collect things even though I'm not going to actually play them, I do want it, but it's very expensive because nobody bought it because it was a bad port. So
you were off the goop on this one, Chief.
I know I am, but at the very least, the Switch ports are good ports of the game, and comes with like a soundtrack and a steelbook and a poster and really, really nice, like an art book, fucking art book for No More Heroes. I love that, with interviews and shit.
Mm-hmm. And
it's got like a big ass like big ass boxes that you put them next to each other, and it's got cool art. That's all you need. That's all you need, baby. And a fucking flag. I'm gonna put that up in my room like a douchebag. It's gonna be great.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be great.
I'm happy for you, I guess. Less happy for your wallet.
I'll be okay. This is going to be my put it on my credit card and pay it off after a while purchase, because I haven't used my credit card in a while. So it's a good thing to do that for your credit.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you.
Spencer, let's wrap this up. You got something else to talk about?
Just one last thing. This won't take long. I've been playing more Genshin Impact. It's pretty fun. I hate that I played it for 9 hours straight this past weekend. Yeah, Rose, because I was messaging you both saying how much this was suffering. So they did a lantern light event in the game, and I knew about this event way back in January, maybe even December. And the big thing about the event is when you completed it, you could pick from one of 6 different 4-star characters to just get for free, which is pretty good. I looked at a video to say, here's why you should or should not pick these characters, and I kind of got an idea that I was either going to pick Xinyan? I think that's how you say it. Xinyan, the Walker's favorite character.
Yeah, me as well. I enjoy it.
The guitar lady with the fire, or Beidou. And then what happened? I decided on Xinyan, and then I ended up accidentally rolling and getting Bennett, who's another fire character. So I was like, all right, cool, I'm picking Beidou then. But in order to do the event, you have to get to chapter 2. I think it's technically chapter 1, but I don't know. You have to get to chapter 2. You have to get to the leeway stuff. And I was very behind on the main story for Genshin. For people who've played it, I hadn't even met Venti yet.
What?
Which is how far, I had seen him in that cutscene where, there's the dragon and he flies away, but I hadn't, spoken with him. I was on the quest to go talk to the bard. That's how far behind I was. Now, I started playing it in the weeks prior to the event because I knew that the event was going to come out, and we knew that you had to be at a certain point in the storyline to get there. So I was playing every now and then, but I wasn't playing nearly as much as I should have, I guess. So what I had to do on the last day of the event in order to do the event and get the character was I had to wrap up the Mondstadt storyline, which I started with just after taking out Storm Terror. Basically, I had just done that boss fight. It was where my starting point was. So I had to meet the ice lady, Senora, who was a real charmer, gotta say.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had to book it all the way to Liyue and do the first quest with Child. I can't believe he made his code name Child.
He has issues, okay? He's a sicko.
What a sicko. What a completely twisted, fucked up
freak.
man. Anyway, so I did that, and then I actually was after I did that storyline, which he basically said, go to the mountain and talk to these animals to let them know that the dragon god has been killed. And I was like, all right, cool. And it took like an hour and a half, but that's fine. That's fine. So I did that quest line, and then I could actually start the event. So I had to do the event quest line, just the main like quest story stuff, and then it let me. And then I was like, all right, cool. I can pick my character now, right? And they said, no, you have to play this tower defense mini game that we invented for this event. And I said, okay, I play Arknights, I can do this. And I did it, and it was fine. But then they said, no, you have to do these 9 side quests to raise up your rank in the event to be able to unlock the character. And I was like, all right, fine. So I'm running all the way around the entire fucking goddamn universe, helping people do things like, hey, there's a ghost girl haunting the kitchen. Can you get her out of here? And then she gets into a giant mech and tries to kill you. And she almost killed me. Like, I had 3 of my characters KO'd trying to fight her because I didn't realize that just because the mech's flying doesn't mean you can't hit it with melee attacks. So that was fun. So then I did those 9 side quests, and then I had to do another quest, which unlocked 9 more side quests. And then after doing all that, I was able to get my character, and I got them with like 4 hours left on the event. And yet, for some reason, I wasn't sick of the game yet.
It's a good game, is the thing.
It's a good game.
It has problems. It has a lot of problems, but it's still extremely good.
Yeah. Here's what I wanted to say on the show about it, though. Now that I've explained my suffering of playing Genshin Impact for 9 hours straight one day, I enjoyed playing the game and have been enjoying playing the game. And I'm not even all that concerned about the gacha elements in the game because there aren't really any characters that I feel strongly enough to roll for. So it's like, oh, cool, I missed a banner. I don't really care about that character anyway, whatever. Movement in this game is very lacking. It's got running, swimming, gliding, and climbing, but somehow it's worse than Breath of the Wild in that, at least in Breath of the Wild, there are horses you can ride on to go faster on land, and there's shield surfing, which is a really cool thing, a really cool movement ability that I wish they had taken from that game instead of the gliding, to be honest. And the main reason I don't like the gliding is because it's too slow, and that was the thing that was annoying me in my 9-hour gauntlet, was I would glide to an area and I would just hate how slow it was. I think Genshin needs to give each of the characters a unique movement mechanic that makes them more fun to use and differentiates them. Like an example I gave is you can have Klee like rocket jump with her bombs, basically, like the soldier from TF2. That would be fun. Or you could have Kaya use his ice abilities to ice skate on the water, though I heard Mona does something like that.
Yes, Mona does do that.
And I want Noelle to be able to put her giant claymore on the ground and then surf on it down hills. That would be fucking awesome. And I wish, like, you know, Amber's like the gliding champion of Mondstadt. She should be able to glide faster than the other characters or do air dashes and shit. So when I got to my favorite part so far was when I got to Liyue and I noticed that, oh shit, I can get the earth element on my main character now. I was pretty excited because I like earth more than wind as an element, A, and B, it makes waiting for the next chapter to be unleashed a bit more exciting, because it's not just, oh cool, there's more of the map to explore now. It's, oh shit, I get another element. I can do electric stuff, which is my favorite element. So, but again, like with many of the things I've said on this episode, I'll see you in a year, and we'll see where we are.
Mm-hmm. My thing with Genshin is that, okay, here's my, you'd never guess this opinion coming from me.
Okay.
It's like if Breath of the Wild was good, is how I feel about it, and I really wish it wasn't a gacha game, because the design intent behind it is so good, and then all the things that make it a gacha game are what drag it down to me.
Yeah.
Like, you were complaining about the traversal, and I totally get that to an extent, but also, like, having Venti and just being able to, like, just glide up things really quickly, is, like, really fun, which, again, that goes into my problems. Which is, like, I can't imagine playing this game without Venti. I'm assuming you are.
I am. I don't have any 5 stars that aren't the player character.
Okay, so you haven't gone. I mean, you'll get there.
Yeah.
And it's just like I appreciate to an extent that the Genshin gacha is, like, generous, all things considering, in quotation marks here, since you're guaranteed character. Like, the fact that I was able to go, yep, I'm gonna get Ganyu, and then I was like, yep, I'm gonna get Hu Tao, and I was just able to get them, and I didn't spend any real money doing that, is, like, something that's really good. They reward you for playing or whatever, stuff like that. But it's like, what if I just played it was a real game? What if it was just a real game? And then, like, you wouldn't have to rush through the Lantern event because there's only fucking, 15 days to do it, and,
yeah.
It's just, like, all the stuff that makes it a gacha game really drags it. I hate live service games. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you. I just hate live service games. And that's something I've noticed recently, because, like, I'm getting hyped for Monster Hunter, right? The new Monster Hunter that's coming out at the end of this month. And then I think about, oh man, the last Monster Hunter changed how events worked and made events time-based and all this other stuff because it was a live service game. And I'm just like, oh god, if they do that again, I'll die. And it's just like, we shouldn't have to live like this, All these games just are asking for so much time, all the time. And it's just like,
it's, I lied. I do want to say one last thing about Destiny 2. I hate how they have, like, a season pass system. And my least favorite moment of playing Genshin Impact is when I unlocked the battle pass, and I was furious. Why do you need this here?
At least you don't have to do it ever, right? Like,
yeah, I looked at the track of the rewards you can get, and they are just basically more in-game resources, which is, you can totally miss those and it's fine. It's not stuff like unique skins for the characters or a new weapon that you can only get if you buy the battle pass. But I hate that stuff. And here's the thing, I would hate it less if that stuff was just permanent.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody wanted to go into Destiny 2 and buy the Season 11 pass, and then they could just get all that track stuff. They could get all the stuff on the pass track, and they could do all the content from that game. Although a lot of the Season 11 stuff is probably vaulted now, but, if the stuff was permanent, like if the Lantern event was just a permanent event in the game, I wouldn't care about it. This is why I tend to not really care about the events that are in Final Fantasy XIV, because they're usually just seasonal things. Like, the Valentine's event is happening right now. I still haven't done it, but if I miss it, the only thing I'm missing out on is a Moogle hat that has a heart-shaped palm. Completely missable.
So, like, the only game that I can really think of where I enjoy the Battle Pass, and even then this has problems, is Apex. Because Apex, you buy the battle, I've said this before, but you buy the Battle Pass once in Apex, and then as long as you get, like, 70% of the way through it, which is not hard to do because they give you 3 months, you can just buy the next one. They give you all the money back from it. So it's just, like, you're playing the game, you can keep doing it, it's fine. And I like that part of it, and also because, like, it comes with all these challenges to do, which the Destiny one doesn't really. The Destiny one, just you fill it up like a level, right? It's just doing shit.
This season they do have, like, seasonal challenges that get unlocked each week, but the old ones did work like that. It was just a track that you leveled up in and you got rewards from.
So that's what I liked about the Apex one, is that it gives you fun challenges to do, that are like, play the game this different way, try these around with these different guns and stuff like that. The thing that I don't like about Apex is, like, that's exactly what you were saying, is that once that stuff is gone, the skins for the guns and the weapons and stuff like that, they're gone. They're just gone. Like, no one can ever get them again. And it's just like, why can't someone go get that?
I am not a person who is vulnerable to the fear of missing out, but I still hate it on principle, because I think about the people who are vulnerable to fear of missing out, and it's literally just a marketing tactic to make people feel like they have to spend money to get these things now. And if they were just permanent, they wouldn't have that pressure, and people would probably be more chill about them.
Yeah.
In terms of putting them in games, and in terms of implementing them in ways that don't put pressure on players to spend money on a new pink skin for their gun shooter, and it has a cool little tassel on it that's got like a Monokuma that's just flicking you off that you get to see in the screen.
I want that, though.
I want that, too.
Yeah, it's very, I hate the whole live service stuff. I just wish we could stop.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish we could go back. Cause I appreciate the, changing landscape, as it were, to an extent, but I don't know. It's annoying.
It's rough. All right, well, that does it except for questions. You all ready to do questions?
Yeah.
All right. If you want to send in questions, go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. You'll sound like these folks right here. Okay. Anonymous asks, what do you think was the reasoning behind choosing Post Malone for the Pokemon Anniversary concert? Is there a big overlap between Pokemon and Post Malone fans? I don't know.
Maybe with...
I bet he asked.
You think Post Malone asked?
Oh, yeah. That doesn't seem too crazy to me, right?
Probably not.
Like the man just being like, I love Pokemon. He's our age. Well, my age, I guess. I don't think that's too crazy.
I could see that. I think to answer the question of the ask, maybe there's overlap because of, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was like, it has one of his songs in it, and people might have kids might have gotten into him from there, because I assume kids still watch superhero films.
Hell no.
They're the main audience, yes.
So I assume they would watch the film and go oh, this song's really cool, and then they try to look it up on Google and they say, oh, it's by Post Malone. I should look at his other works or whatever, and maybe there is overlap. But
I do want to remind you that for Generation 5 Pokemon, they had the Presidents of the United States do a new Pokemon song. If you remember that band.
I don't.
I know that band, but I don't. What? Huh?
You've never heard this song where it's or maybe I'm messing up the hold on, I'm gonna find it. Just keep talking. Hold on, I'll find it.
All right. Well, I don't know. I mean, they got Katy Perry to do something for this, and I think they're actually going to do more concerts throughout the year. I don't remember who they announced next. It was someone I was absolutely not familiar with.
It definitely was a weird choice, but if Rose is right and he asked if hey, it's me, Post Malone, I'm here to I want to do a Pokemon thing, and they were like, yeah, sure, then that's probably my favorite answer.
Yeah.
Because the other way around is they asked him,
mm-hmm.
and I have to wonder why they picked him specifically.
I mean,
not that I have anything against him.
He's a big artist. That's kind of the answer. It's just they went after a big popular artist that's, done stuff recently. I don't know why they went with Katy Perry, though. I don't think people really care about Katy Perry these days. I'm not very in tune with music stuff. Honestly, the only, popular music stuff that I pay attention to is I watch Todd in the Todd in the Shadows videos, which, he talks about a lot of, popular, recent music, so I can kind of keep up with that, but, whenever he talks about Katy Perry, he's usually talking about how washed up she is.
Yeah.
Alright, I found it. This won't play great here, but I just want you to know, yeah.
Unova Pokerap.
It is by them, the Presidents of the United States. I was right. This is from 2010. It's not good.
What is this?
There are a lot of lyrics that are permanently engraved in my brain from it because they're really not good.
I'm sorry that this video exists, or the song exists, to completely sour you on the Gen 5 Pokemon, who are all of my favorites.
Hello? No, I'm the Gen 5 person. Hello? I am the big proponent of Gen 5.
But listen, when you say it like that, it makes me think oh no, every time Rose hears Gigalith.
No, it is like that. It is like that though. But they have this really bad parts of the song where it's just Reshiram is enormous and white. Zekrom is so black and huge. Victini wins it all for you. Patrat's looking out for you. Duat is a watery blue. Tidove, such a tiny bird.
So, if I remember correctly, we've got the original Pokerap.
Yes.
And we've got this one Was there one for Gen 3, Gen
No.
4, Gen 6,
There
Gen
There was
7,
a
Gen
Pokemon Gold and Silver one, I think.
There was a Gen 2 Pokérap.
8? Okay. I think if they had kept going with them, this would be a little less of like an outlier here.
This is
But-
unbelievable. This is horrible.
You would never heard of this?
They
This
should
is
have Post
crazy to
Malone
me.
do the new one.
I
No,
have also
I'd
never heard of this
before.
What? You're the Pokemon guy.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe some things are best left hidden, you know? Like this...
This is great. What do you mean? This is stuck in my head all the time. Again, I'm saying this. It sucked. I hate, like what?
I'm
Deerling
sorry,
goes
Rose.
with the seasonal thing. What is that? Huh? The
I mean,
seasonal thing?
Yeah, it does...
What is the seasonal thing? They should have Post Malone write the new one. Next question.
Yeah, next question. Anonymous asks, how many more Persona 5 spin-offs can be milked out, would you say? And will 5 ever actually come out on the Switch?
I think we got one more. I think we have room for maybe one more.
So, okay.
What?
All right.
What?
So hang on, pros. First off, let's just go over let's go over what we've gotten so far and compare it to 4. So we have Q2, which is, you know, technically also a 4 and a 3 game, and then we have Strikers, and then the dancing game, and then
Royal,
and Royal is just like a. Would you call Royal a spin-off?
No.
But if we count but if we're going to Persona 4 and we count Persona 4 Golden, then I think we need to count Royal.
So
too.
I mean, for 4 has the dancing game. It has the Q1 and Q2, and then it has Persona 4 Arena and Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. So I would guess if they're going to do something for Persona 5, I would think that maybe they would just end up doing Persona 5 Arena.
Okay, but I want to posit this also. Persona 5 has been in every fucking gacha game that is out.
This is true.
Yeah.
Grand Blue Fantasy, Dragalia
AFK
Lost,
Arena.
AFK Arena, another Eden.
AFK Arena,
There's like
another Eden.
3 more.
Oh shit! Do you think we get Persona 5 and Arknights?
It'll
Yeah,
probably
I wouldn't
happen.
be surprised.
Yeah.
And also
Yeah.
Smash.
Yeah. Smash.
I still think we have room for a specific Persona 5, not just crossover game, but it's not the kind of game that they would make, and I just want a game where you are running the coffee shop, and that's the game.
Sure. Sojiro game.
It can be a game where you play as like young Sojiro, and you're just running the coffee shop, and then it's like a prequel game or something. I would like that. That would be fun. But they'd probably, you're probably right. They would either make like Persona 5 Arena, or they might just put. Or here's what they might do. They might lead into a Persona 5 Arena by having the characters first debut in cross tag battle.
I mean, I feel like they're done with cross tag battle.
That would.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that they realize that they fucked everything up.
I
like,
think they're just.
No.
I think that team is either gonna be making a new actual BlazBlue game, or they're probably straight up making Persona 5 Arena. So
maybe it's the second one. I can't think of what they would do with BlazBlue now, because the storyline kind of ended.
I mean,
Have you seen the storyline of those games? Like it's anything.
Yes, I have. It's nuts. I thought they were done with when it was the third BlazBlue, and they came with the fourth one. It's like, no, everything's even more weird and twisted. And I was like, all right, cool.
I mean, you know what? You might be right, though, just because, like, at this point, ArcSys might just, even if they were, like, coming up with ideas for a new BlazBlue, really, if they want to sell more copies of a BlazBlue game, they just have to throw rollback netcode into one of those old games, and then it'll sell like crazy, just like how, like, Guilty Gear Plus R sold so much that they, like, added a shit ton of, like, new training mode options because they added rollback to it. Like, yeah, you know?
I think that if they were making Persona 5 Arena right now, and it would be really cool if they said, oh, you were adding these characters to cross-tag battle, so if you want to try them out, you can either go buy that game or boot that game back up and play it. So.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not opposed, you know? I'd be down.
But I think we have room for one more Persona 5 spin-off thing before Persona 6 gets here.
I don't care about that shit. Just give me SMT 5. I'm done with Persona 5. Here's the thing. I like Persona 5. I think that it has a lot of problems that have been discussed plenty, but I feel like it has been unfairly maligned. at this stage that we are currently at
Yeah.
in the broader conversation. Because it is genuinely a good game with mostly good things to say, as opposed to Persona 4, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just held back by that shitty man who's gone now. But also, Shin Megami Tensei is always better, and I was... It's been so long.
Rose, the thing is that they're going to make they're going to make SMT games no matter what they do with Persona. Like SMT is going to happen. Who knows? The thing is, though, is that
Where are they?
I really feel like SMT just takes as long as it does because the people that make SMT are freaks. Like that is
I know,
my.
but we used to get like Digital Devil Saga and stuff like that.
Rose, I'm so glad you're here to be the SMT defender.
It's good.
I don't think
I
SMT
believe
needs
you, and I
defending.
believe everybody else. I mean like defending in the conversation, not against like John or I who are like anti-SMT. No. Just
I'm not.
like somebody to be a voice for the people who are like, they keep talking about Persona, but fuck you. Talk about MST. I'm glad Rose is here to be that person.
No, like I want SMT to come back. To come out, I'm for that. And B, Spencer, you accidentally said MST instead of SMT, and that set off my fight or flight, because that's a mystical space typhoon that like activated me. So thank you. I'm wired different now.
I'm SMTing. I'm MSTing this ask. I think we've covered it.
All right.
Next question.
Shulis asks, which video game character would you trust the least with a class pet?
The least with a class pet.
I mean, I'll just get Travis Touchdown out of the way. Yeah, that thing would come back dead.
I mean, he takes pretty good care of his cat, right?
I guess so, but he has like a very strong attachment to that cat, And also, okay, here's the thing. I guess it depends on what kind of animal it is, because a cat, you really don't have to do that much with a cat. You fill up its food bowl. And you clean its litter box every once in a while. That's all you gotta do. If it's like...
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, which game character would you trust the least with a class pet?
I don't think a cat is going to be a class pet. When I hear class pet, I think of things like...
A snail.
It's probably a snail or a rodent or maybe, like, fish.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Fish, yeah.
Like, I don't think Travis Touchdown would be able to handle something that is, like, more high maintenance than a cat. I feel like...
Okay, that's... Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I have to do my turn around and look at my games thing.
I would trust Paimon the least, because she'd probably eat it.
Yeah. Paimon's got issues.
She does. Rose, you got an idea? Who you'd trust the least?
Maggie from Tales of Berseria. Are you kidding
my god.
Me? That thing would be dead the second they handed it to her.
I mean... It
would be over. She would, like, throw it somewhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think it would be, like, an on-purpose thing, or do you think it would just be...
I don't know. We have to... That's a greater discussion we have to have about her behavior.
Because I feel like she would want to, like, use it in, like, a spell experiment or something. She'd be like,
I feel like that would be her intention, and then she would just throw it instantly, accidentally, as like some sort of like, because her brain is fucked up and she's twisted.
Yeah. I feel like I'm just like looking over at my games as I do. I feel like someone who you might not immediately think of as someone who you would trust the most with a class pet, but I bet if you left your class pet or like let someone dog sit your dog or something, the Doomslayer, that dog would come back, that animal would come back so
better.
Well taken care of. Yeah. Like, oh my god, it would be like perfectly groomed, so happy that animal would not want to leave. unless
you're a shitty person, in which case you're not getting the animal back. And
they're keeping it. He's keeping it.
Yeah,
good.
He'd be able to tell. He'd be like, no, you're staying with me. That's it. You're done. All right. I guess the last question then. Harlequin Wheels asks, if your favorite non-roguelike game added a roguelike mode, how would it work, and what would be a broken combo or strategy? I'm guessing Wheels is asking this about the Arknights roguelike thing, right?
Right.
Which is very fun. I like it.
It is fun. Yeah, it's good. Final Fantasy XIV added one, and it sucks, and the broken strategy is just to use Red Mage, but God forbid they let you use Blue Mage.
Yeah. It's not even a very fun roguelike.
No, it sucks.
It's got very little roguelike elements to it.
Ugh. I was about to say Devil May Cry as my next one because character action game would be fun. It's called Bloody Palace, folks. Existed for 20 years now.
Yeah.
Fuck. Pokemon has it too. Ah, fuck.
Yeah.
God damn it. What's left?
So for me, I would really like if Thief had a roguelike mode.
Sure.
Because stealth roguelike is very on brand for me, and I'd really like it. And you might not have like access to all the tools that you, because like when you play Thief, which is a very old game, you have like each mission starts with like a shop screen where you can buy gadgets based on with the money that you stole from the last mission. So if you do good on stealing shit in the previous mission, you have more money to spend to help you with the next one. And I think there's a lot of space for a stealth game about stealing shit to have like a roguelike mode where you can, oh shit, and, you know, normally when I play a mission, I get like 20 water arrows to douse all the torches, but here it's like every water arrow is more precious now because I don't know if I'm going to be able to buy them the next time. But yeah, that's my answer. John?
Well, I actively dislike roguelikes, so this is kind of tricky because I kind of don't. I'm kind of like thinking about something that I would like be like harming a game with that. Although maybe something that is like quick and you know, less. I feel like fighting games would be good with something like that. You know, just like a sort of arcade mode run sort of thing, but you can pick up like powers and all that to as you do your run. Basically, like that like Smash Run in Smash for 3DS, except like better. Right. I would say is what I'd be interested in. And like any fighting game, I think that would be pretty fun. Like even like Street Fighter, you know, like yeah, I mean, bring Smash Run back for Smash Bros. I'd be into that. You know, fucking anything really. I'd be down for that. Just let's run through a mode, power up, and then fight against each other. That is fun. That is a good idea.
I also think Doom, both the older games and the newer games, would be pretty good with a roguelike.
Sure.
So I realized I figured it out what I would want, and it's Bravely Default, that type of game. So I was going to say FF5 initially, but I think like Bravely Default's just the perfected FF5, right? Like it's just the idealized came after it. I'm not saying the game itself, I'm saying like if they made a mode where it's just they give you random jobs on people and you had to figure out how to make them work, I think that could be fun. Mm-hmm. Or like a random pool of jobs you had to choose from to throw on them. That's part of what makes the Arknights roguelike really good, because they let you try out characters you don't even have access to, and that you get to try them out at their most powerful, so you get to see what they're about. Yeah. And it also encourages you to use characters that you probably wouldn't normally use in the main game, like Spot's like a 3-star who kind of sucks as a defender, but he's very valuable in the roguelike because he costs 0 resources to recruit, and he's one of the few like 3-stars who can heal himself and other people without being a medic, and sometimes you don't get to have a medic on your team, so he's more useful in that game mode. So I think a game like Bravely Default, where it's like, oh, you know, you only have like a merchant on your team this round, make it work, I think that'd be really fun. Yeah, sure. I think I'm surprised no one's done that yet, really, now that I'm like saying this out loud. Like not like, I'm not saying like, wow, I can't believe Square Enix didn't make a Bravely Default or like, but I'm saying like, why hasn't someone made like an independent one? That's surprising to me. I guess job systems are really hard to balance, is that's the thing, isn't it? It's just they're not easy.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, that should do it, everybody. I'd like to thank you for listening, and to truly show you how much I appreciate that you have sat through 2 hours of us talking. I'm going to tell you all the stuff that most podcasts end with, because we gotta, so you can keep following our content. Follow us at VGCC on our Tumblr. No, on our Twitter. VideoGameChuchu.tumblr.com on our Tumblr. We have a Facebook page. We have our YouTube, youtube.com. You search in the web thing for Video Game Chuchu, and it'll bring you right there. We got our Discord server, thegamezone.zone. You type that into a web browser and it'll bring you straight to the link, and you can hang out with us. You can watch dumbass videos with us. You can talk about all kinds of crazy shit. You You can yell at me. That's all available for you to do if you join the Discord server. You can go to our Patreon, patreon.com/VGCC. You can give us $3 a month, and when you do that, that supports us. That gets us. That lets us buy games. That lets us. We're going to revamp the site soon, so we're going to use that money for that. We've got fucking commissions if we have to buy art. There's all kinds of stuff we use that money for. And also, you can listen to Chooch Godfrey Unlimited Train Works, our anime podcast, a whole week early. That's $1.50 an episode. That's a lot of value right there. And thank you to Melt Channel/Magic Circuit for our theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. If you want to listen to more of their stuff, it's meltchannel.bandcamp.com or magic-circuit.bandcamp.com. We're recording on Bandcamp Friday. I'm sorry, I can't do time manipulation, but, next time there's a Bandcamp Friday, make sure that's when you buy their stuff, because they get all the money. They get the full share. So do that. And, that's it for Chooch stuff, I guess. Spencer, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Solaire, like the Dark Souls character Hazard, all one word, and not with the bit where I say like the Dark Souls character. Leave that part out, just Solaire Hazard.
All right.
You can also find me in the Discord.
That's true. Rose, how about you?
I'm on Twitter at HornGal, and you can find my VTuber account over at CurryDraco or twitchtv.com/CurryDraco, I think. That sounds right. Yeah. Playing Pokemon game recently, that one. I forgot to talk about that, huh?
You did?
You tried it too.
I did. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Yeah. It's pretty good. You can find me. You can find me at JOHN_MICHONSKI. And I'm also in the Discord a lot, because that's also, my other job. God, I'm doing, 4 jobs. I have, 4 jobs, and none of them pay me. Alright, well,
They should put you, John, they should put you in the Bravely Default, roguelike, because you have them all. You have all the jobs.
Yeah, I wonder how, Discord admin, would play in Bravely Default.
You can ban and silence people. There you go.
You can remove their moves, yeah.
Alright, okay. Alright, that's not a bad idea, actually, now that you're saying it. But that's it. I want to thank you for listening, and we'll be back next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. So long.